Hi people, you know me already, I'm not going to introduce myself. Today, in this episode of Design Dialogues, we do have an architect with us, but he's not just an architect. He is more into technicalities, he's more into systems, he's more into delegation, he's more into the commercial side of the things. With us today, we have architect Ankit Goglani from the Coz Design Studio. So, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Prithav. It is a pleasure to be here and discussing design and business and systems as we usually do.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. So,
हम दोनों स्वस्तिक सर के बाय प्रोडक्ट्स हैं. We've been graduated from his particular business school, so we have a lot of things in common.
Core Trust Institute.
To start with, Ankit sir, when we talk about modern day designing, in 2026, which involves a lot of Instagram, which involves a lot of knowledge and also lack of knowledge, which involves hardships with procuring good labor, involves hardships in delivering within time, involves hardships in regards to complying with all the norms which are there in a particular site with different stakeholders. I think today designing is not limited to a person and a computer, or a pencil and a paper. It is much more than that. Can you please shed some light on this?
so when we talk about designing in today's date, when we graduated or when we were studying and graduating, there was no such things as AI booming into the world,
Correct.
which is a very much changing factor or an influencing factor, I would say, in
Hmm.
today's date. Because what the young people who are graduating or the people we have in office think that हम AI से बना लेंगे,
Hmm.
but when they do,
Hmm.
it does not gives them that result because
Correct.
the wisdom that you have got
Hmm.
while doing things
Hmm.
cannot be done by or changed by
Or
or
replaced by.
accumulated by
Hmm.
AI.
Correct.
So AI is the very much booming thing
Ah,
in today's date, and
exactly.
especially designing. You people are rendering their layouts, people are preparing their designs
Hmm.
through AI. And so the changing factor or influencing factor in today's date, modern day design,
Hmm.
the core is AI, and the one who is going to master it still needs to evolve a lot, especially for design, because empathy is one factor which AI cannot put in.
Oh, this is a very
The
good word.
user experience point which you can feel,
Hmm.
AI cannot put in right
The
now.
human touch.
Maybe in future, maybe
Hmm.
you can give the prompt humanize this space,
Exactly.
but it will not do it right now.
Because he's not able to. Correct.
So it is a very interesting junction to be in,
Uh-huh.
because you are the last analog generation,
Very true.
the last analog generation to the first AI generation, which you are getting combined with, bridged
Exactly.
with,
Exactly.
and you are on that bridge and junction and you're seeing everything happening.
Hmm.
So what happens? You, being a young architect, you try to do this as well, take your wisdom from that part as well and incorporate that with AI. So we
Hmm.
are doing everything.
Correct.
We are using AI. We are trying to like create more AI influenced softwares which are going to reduce our stress.
Correct.
So for example, what we did, it usually takes 2 days to create a BOQ.
Hmm.
हमने AI पे prompt डाला, lovable पे डाला उसको,
Hmm.
we tried to give them कि यार ऐसा ऐसा हमको सॉफ्टवेयर चाहिए,
Hmm.
and it मतलब beautifully
Within
within like
moments.
half an hour or 1 hour I was able to create a software which would have taken me 6 months maybe to create with a developer.
Huge.
And the uh, I would say smoothness से वो चल रहा है,
Hmm.
and it is helping us. So 2 days work completed in 2 hours. It's a big difference.
And times of essence in everything right now.
Yes.
People want it quick.
Yes.
If you serve them hot, they actually get, it converted नहीं हो पाता.
Definitely. So such tools are very helpful, but it is not everything. So when I was graduating, I got some wisdom from my teachers.
Right.
Like Habib Khan sir was there, Mukul Kulkarni sir was there, many other people who have had influence or dented our minds with their wisdom, which they have gotten from someone.
आपने अपने आप पॉडकास्ट का स्तर बढ़ा दिया. ये सिर्फ नाम लेके.
So I worked with Hiren Patel Architects
Wow.
in Ahmedabad. Again, one of the topmost
Leading
firms,
argument, absolutely,
topmost firms in India.
absolutely.
ITC Narmada was one such project which I worked on. So here again, Paramjit Singh Ahuja sir. So such people have only worked with hand for a very long time.
Longest of them.
Yes, and they have created such masterpieces. And I agree very much to it that once you go to a computer, the art gets missing.
The human touch is
Yes,
not really there.
and it is not just architects and designers are said to be the people who are going to do the things right way, like practicality is there. Things have to be correct in a logical manner as well.
Correct.
But the emotions and the art makes
The
it
empathy which you mentioned.
yes, it makes it a very much different thing than what it should be. Otherwise, every government building looks like the same building.
Very
So because most of the architects don't design it.
correct.
So from a very long time, engineers have been making it,
Yeah,
structural
very,
engineers.
very
Nothing wrong with it. They
correct.
are pretty much into यार room है, चार room है,
The more functional
पैसेज
side of the
फंक्शनल
thing.
साइड जस्ट द फंक्शन बट दे डोंट थिंक कि यार ये पैसेज इतना डेड है, इतना अंधेरे वाला है, इसमें लाइट ज्यादा डालनी पड़ेगी, नेचुरल फ्लो नहीं है, फिर उसको ठंडा करने के लिए सो द थिंग वी वर सेइंग कि यार एक प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करो, दूसरी सॉल्व करने के लिए उसको फिर से लाओ.
Correct.
सो यू आर क्रिएटिंग अ प्रॉब्लम देन सॉल्विंग इट. सो व्हाई नॉट गिव इट टाइम, गिव इट एम्पैथी एंड डिजाइन इट्स इन सच अ मैनर कि वो चीज एक ओवरऑल होलिस्टिक वे में अच्छी बने,
Develop
जो अगेन एआई कैन नॉट मेक इट.
human
they
factor.
only and आज की फास्ट पेस्ड वर्ल्ड में people don't want to give that much of time
Correct.
to create that holistic space.
Correct.
उनमें उतना पेशेंस नहीं है, और पेशेंस है तो they don't want to pay that much
नहीं
to
very
architects.
true.
So they only want कि यार इतने बजट में इतनी अच्छी स्पेस बन जानी चाहिए. So it's like now the numbers game.
I understand. It is surprising. This is my, I think, 51st podcast here.
Okay.
And for the first time, any professional on this, podium with me has mentioned the word empathy.
Oh,
And it's
is
so
it?
interesting to, absolutely. Empathy gets its roots from psychology, which I think as a subject is everywhere. It is the most omnipotent subject.
Definitely, it is present in every field.
Absolutely. So, to understand the psychology of your customer, maybe, or of your client, or of the space in which you're entering, you require empathy on a very great level.
Definitely.
And I'm so glad that you brought up this topic here because this needs to be spoken about more. Because with time, I think, with time, when in this fast paced world, the human touch from the buildings is getting lost.
It is very much because the things are more FSI driven today. It just wants the builder wants more FSI, more sellable areas. Nothing wrong with it.
Absolutely. But
So we
again,
live in a
so,
capitalist society,
correct.
so that has to be there. You have to deal with it. Again, you don't have farmlands, acres of land where you will
Do
like
whatever you want to.
So again, it is a
Very true.
capitalist way of living and thinking, and things are bound to be like that. But that's what makes it different. Empathy makes it different.
I'm so glad we discussed this, Ankit ji. अंकित जी जब हम डिजाइनिंग की सिंगुलरली बात करते हैं तो उसमें एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट होता है फॉर एनी आर्किटेक्ट डिजाइनर विच इज द कमर्शियल साइड ऑफ द थिंग्स. मतलब अगर मैं इस फील्ड की स्टैट्यूटरीली बात करूं तो एक 5 पेज का एक्ट है जो आई थिंक 64 84 में लाया गया था जो आज तक इसको गवर्न करता है. There has never been any paperwork done on this field. AR का जो सफिक्स है वो भी बहुत समय बाद प्रीफिक्स सॉरी बहुत समय बाद मिला है. आईडी को प्रीफिक्स अब तक नहीं मिला है. Statutory recognition is very less. Societal recognition on the same part is still lacking. In a lot of dimensions, you can still feel people not understanding the value of architecture.
See, the difference is like people, when we talk about the society as a whole, we have not done enough to educate them to understand what is the role of a civil contractor, what is the role of an interior designer, an engineer, or an architect. So, architect is not the construction wala banda.
Correct.
He should have the knowledge. He should be able to design things because अगर उसको ये नहीं पता कि वो बिल्डिंग बनेगी कैसे तो वो उसको एनविजन कैसे करेगा.
सही बात.
He understands the technicality कि भाई कॉलम क्या है, बीम क्या है, कैसे बनना चाहिए. He needs to check the bindings are right. He has to be in everyone's shoes.
Very true.
Everyone's shoes he needs to be in, like from structural engineer's point of view, from artist's point of view, from let's say a biologist who is designing the landscape of that area.
Correct, correct,
So he
correct.
needs to understand the biological part of that,
Absolutely, correct.
botanical part of it,
Very true.
and he needs to understand the psychology of the user. Let's say if it's a public building,
Mm-hmm.
the users are different.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a residential building, users are different.
Different. Very true.
So from that perspective, from that empathy, from being in different, from like he has to be a understand physics,
Correct.
so that he can make the structure like that. कि cantilever इतना तो नहीं निकाल देंगे कि गिर जाएगा. So he needs to understand gravitational forces.
Very true.
He needs to understand chemistry की दो materials की bonding कैसे होती है. So that RCC के साथ और भी ये हो रहा है वो हो रहा है, बिल्डिंग का थर्मल एक्सपांशन कॉन्ट्रैक्शन क्या हो रहा है. So he needs to be in everyone's shoes.
Correct.
अदरवाइज वो उनको बता ही नहीं सकता कि ये बिल्डिंग आप कैसे
तो वैसे बना सकते.
जैक ऑफ ऑल मास्टर ऑफ नन.
Very true.
But he has to be master of one thing, which is designing as per context. So when I was working with Ahuja sir, I really liked the way he used to design things contextually.
Okay.
So what does this mean? It's a very heavy word. लोगों को समझ में नहीं आता कि डिजाइनिंग contextually का क्या मतलब होता है.
Correct.
Which means not having any single percent of bias from any or any influence from the factors which are governing your design.
Oh, this is deep.
So bias does not comes only from like your thought process.
Correct.
It comes from something you have seen somewhere.
Correct.
It comes from something you have heard somewhere.
Correct.
Maybe you are influenced by an architect who designed in USA and you want to do it here.
Correct,
but
correct,
it doesn't make sense for that person.
Very true. For whom you are doing it.
Yes.
Perfect.
And again, if you want to create a marvel in architecture, it does not needs to be influenced at all. That's what I've learned from his designs, which is one of the churches is here in Burdi. Very beautiful church.
Okay.
And I have never seen such building. It's a very small structure. But the way it was designed, it looks very contextual. It looks for the time it represents. It looks and feels the space have been thoughtfully designed. So it is very much contextual thing. अगर वो नहीं है तो फिर the architecture is just a piece of like somebody else's borrowed piece of art.
Wow.
Put it somewhere else.
Wow.
It is just a
borrowed piece of art.
Yeah. If you have not made it for that context, it is not
relevant.
Relevant. It's irrelevant.
अंकित जी, जब हम आर्किटेक्चर की सिंगुलरली बात करते हैं, लीविंग एवरीथिंग असाइड, जैसा कि मैं आपको कह भी रहा था, व्हाई इज इट दैट दिस फील्ड has somewhat not been able to command the respect which it deserves, or command the power or acceptance which it deserves?
We have not been very vocal about what we actually do. It's the mistake of architects only, I would say. That we have not educated enough. We have not made people aware what wonders good architecture can bring.
The importance.
Yes, we have not done that. It is our fault. It is not somebody else's fault. And we have not stood for it. Like if you say, explain to us.
Correct.
Like measurable terms mein. How do we do it? Because most of the things are not like tangibly measurable.
Absolutely.
Some things are like if you design a climate responsive building, the electricity it's consuming is less, you can measure it.
Very good.
But the way it is contextually designed and made for particular user, how it makes them feel,
cannot be measured. It is an emotion, maybe.
Yeah.
It is intangible. So true. And how do you come out of this then? How do you actually make? Because you are doing it. So you are doing it differently. You are being vocal about it. Yourself are now creating such content which is informing people about what design is.
So we are trying to do it because, like, I don't want to be that architect who just complains in the forums and say we are not paid well.
Wow.
We are not like people don't know what is the difference between an architect. Like मेरे को साइड पे किसी ने civil engineer बोल दिया, interior designer बोल दिया. So I don't want to just be in the complaint mode. So I decided कि ठीक है, जो कर रहा है कर रहा है, नहीं कर रहा है नहीं कर रहा है, I will do it. I will make people more aware कि what an architect does, what is the influence of architecture, how it helps you, how it does not help you, how you can avoid pitfalls. And that's why we have come to this model of working where we have just created systems.
Okay.
What it does,
This is
it
interesting.
so what we do is we
Mm-hmm.
create, uh, let's say, the right kind of environment for a person.
Okay.
So the recently project which was completed,
Mm-hmm.
it was just done in 4 months. A 3 BHK from scratch till the last part.
120 days.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. This is
And
interesting.
end to end, everything was completed, and the client was very happy. Everyone on the inauguration could see the effort, the client could see the efforts we have put in. However, things are not always as you want, but
Absolutely.
we have created this flow where we want to, we're like, how to put it
Uh-huh.
in words, we want things to happen in the certain chronological order.
Domino effect. To
Maybe
happen one
domino
after
effect,
the
but
other.
the chronological order is very important. If the order is missing, the
हम्म,
things fall apart, क्योंकि आपने कोई काम पहले कर दिया और वो उसके बाद होना चाहिए था, you have to pay
मतलब नहीं
double
है.
the cost.
Correct.
So the right kind of flow has to be designed for the right kind of client. So we are only doing three
Hmm.
categories of projects.
Okay.
One is residential turnkey.
Okay.
That too not for the people who are from Nagpur majorly.
You've used a very controversial word though. The word turnkey.
Turnkey, yeah.
This word has its own definitions for people. This word has been used very conveniently in different circumstances by different categories or segments of people, be it contractors, be it PMC, be it designers,
Yes.
be it architects, be it engineers for a fact.
So what comes to your mind when we say turnkey?
Oh, he's caught me off guard. This was not at all there. Oof.
Well, I want to understand your perspective. Let's be just little casual about it.
Uh-huh.
So, because it's very important to be, the narrative should be very transparent and it should
Very
be
true.
honest.
Very true.
So, what do you think? Turnkey matlab kya?
For
Not
me,
something decorated piece. I want the brutal
the
definition from you. कि लोगों को ने अगर तूने टर्नकी दिया ना मतलब आर्किटेक्ट या इंटीरियर डिजाइनर तो ये करेगा तेरे साथ.
in a lot of aspects, I don't want to come out wrong for any of which, what I say right now. But turnkey, in my connotation, if I am a client,
You are a client plus you are a vendor as well.
correct,
So you know you supply to the people who do
correct,
turnkey
correct.
projects.
So for me, it would mean the fact that I have bought the services of the person entirely. It is not just about designing, procuring, implementing, managing. It is everything. Everything which is under the sun in regards to my site has to be done by this particular professional at any cost.
That is the definition of what a turnkey project means.
Correct.
But
Mm-hmm.
off the guard, like off the cameras, if someone asks you, I want to give my project to a turnkey company for XYZ cost, and what would be your reaction? He is a, like, say, brother of yours.
It's a no.
Why?
Because I still feel that turnkey as a concept has not been realized by people in the vicinity in the context in which it should be realized. टंकी का मतलब नहीं है ये कि आप कम क्वालिटी का मटेरियल यूज करो, जल्दबाजी में काम करो, फेजेस स्किप करके काम करो. नॉट दैट कि ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है कहीं पे भी, बट जो मेरा दूसरों से सुन के, कस्टमर से सुन के एक्सपीरियंस रहा है, वो ये रहा है कि टंकी इज ऑल अबाउट स्किपिंग, cutting costs and making profits.
So how do they make profits? By cutting the corners?
Absolutely. So, bringing material which is not that efficient in quality. So, there's nothing about promising anything to the customer here because you're doing turnkey.
But if you, let's say, you get, like,
Mm-hmm.
on your document it is written that the ply, I bought the
Correct,
ply from
correct,
you. I
correct.
said I will
This
procure
brand, this
century
grade.
का ply या
Correct,
century का,
correct,
whatever the brand may be,
correct, correct.
इसका HDHMR है, and it is written on your document. Then what?
Ankit ji, I'll be very frank with you. I never see people using the word document in this field
Why?
because ये culture ही नहीं रहा है. Traditionally,
So giving the clarity is not the culture.
exactly. अरे कर लेंगे ना, अरे हो जाएगा, आपने बोल दिया ना, अरे आप तो मेरे ये हो, आपका काम देख लेंगे, बाकी जो भी है बात समझ लेंगे अपन.
So what?
So there is
Again,
no structure in this.
okay.
There is no transparency. I have never genuinely seen people signing anything on paper.
My
It
God.
is just word of mouth.
See, that's where the companies like brands, I would not name it, they come into the role to most famous brands in interior design.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they might have a lot of you say wrong influences or wrong maybe not the right comments or
Correct, correct.
their reviews
Reviews, correct.
and the work completed. Maybe they would have not done the right things, but at least they have created a structure,
Very depth kind.
and that too done by the people not from the field.
Very true.
Those are maybe IITians or someone else who are coming into this field and organizing it.
Very
So
true.
it is like एक unorganized market को organize कर दो.
सही बात.
So that's what they are doing with the help of technology.
Correct.
What we did the same thing.
Okay.
What we tried to do is create a system
Mm-hmm.
जिसमें the client is 100% sure
Mm-hmm.
कि आपको क्या मिलने वाला है. The trust is not missing, clarity is not missing. He knows what things will be put in, or what things will be used. There will be proper updates given by the team. There will be proper, uh, quality checks, and there will be proper handovers.
I think this is very fictitious. I mean, मतलब ये असली हो भी रहा है.
No, it is
Currently,
happening, and like
I'm
maybe
glad you're
some
doing
other
it.
architects and interior designers are also doing it. But what we have done is we created a flow. So
Okay.
first is like you come to us, we create the layout.
Uh-huh.
Once the layout is free, the 3D is done. After the 3D, you go to the bill of quantities, and then after freezing everything, the work starts.
Correct.
That too in a single like window of timeline. Let's say if we have said 4 months, it will be done in 4 months. If we have given 6 months, 2 months, whatever the time is given, it will be done in that. So what it does, it gives them clarity कि हाँ मेरा काम इतने दिन में हो जाएगा. For example, let's say you have bought a flat.
Okay.
You are still living on rent.
Correct.
Okay. Now you are paying the EMI of the flat.
Very true.
ठीक है. अब what happens कि आपके पास में 3 ही महीने हैं क्योंकि आपका डबल जा रहा है.
Correct.
एंड आपने
EMI
उतना
और
विंडो
rent.
रखा है. हाँ.
Correct.
आपने उतना रखा है. अब मोस्ट ऑफ द आर्किटेक्ट्स एंड इंटीरियर डिजाइनर्स आर नॉट टॉट इन स्कूल. मतलब उनकी गलती नहीं है. मैनेजमेंट एंड डिजाइन प्रोक्योरमेंट से लेके जो भी डिजाइन एंड बिल्ड वाला जो भी कल्चर है वो कुछ नहीं सिखाया जाता कॉलेजेस में.
ठीक है.
मे बी नीड भी नहीं है बिकॉज दे आर मोर फोकस्ड ऑन डिजाइन. Maybe it should be like that or not, I don't know. I'm no one to comment on it. But I didn't want that. Coming from a business family and having suffered this window, what happened when I was in 9th and 10th, हमारे घर का इंटीरियर हो रहा था. उस टाइम पे उस बंदे ने जो हमको बजट दिया और जिस बजट में वो काम हुआ उसमें डबल का फर्क था. Let's say if he said 10 lakhs,
20 lakhs,
हमारे 20 लाख लग गए. That too in 2008 or 9.
Much more of value.
हाँ, आज की तारीख में इट इज ऑफ 30-35 lakhs का वैल्यू है वो. तो इस नॉन क्लैरिटी से क्या हुआ कि माय सेविंग्स वर, फैमिली का सेविंग्स गॉट अफेक्टेड. वी सफर्ड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट. कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट हुई. एंड व्हेन आई डिसाइडेड दैट आई वांट टू बी एन आर्किटेक्ट, आई मेड श्योर कि मैं ये चीज को 100%
नहीं
हटाऊं. सो आई एम ड्रिवन बाय दैट पर्पस कि यार जो मैंने सफर किया है
वो कोई और ना.
दैट इज अगेन कम्स टू एम्पैथी.
Very.
So what I have suffered, someone else should not suffer it.
Very true.
I don't want that experience to be given to someone because it is not the right experience. It is something exhausting. It is something depressing, and it is something which you don't want to experience. Now imagine जिसने 3 महीने की EMI भी देनी है, रेंट भी देना है, उसके चौथा महीना अगर एक्सटेंड हो गया काम और उसको और लाख रुपए जेब से शेड करने हैं, 50,000 इधर 50,000 इधर,
फ्रस्ट्रेशन.
क्या फील करेगा वो?
फ्रस्ट्रेटेड.
फ्रस्ट्रेटेड फील करेगा.
पहले तो घर की पेमेंट्स, फिर EMI, फिर रेंट.
What it affects your personal life.
Absolutely.
It affects your professional life.
Very true. It affects your relations with the person.
Everyone.
Very true.
And we didn't want that. So we promised to ourselves कि हम एटलीस्ट ट्राई तो करें बनाने का. भले किसी ने नहीं बनाया हो, जो बना रहा है वो कर भी रहा हो, तो हमने ये चीज करनी है. एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी शिफ्टेड टू टर्न की मॉडल बिकॉज आज की डेट में अगर आप
मिलता है कि
यू हैव कंट्रोल.
या
फ्रीडम से ज्यादा इट इज अबाउट कंट्रोल.
Right.
Because you control your contractors, you control your vendors, you control your design. आप अगर कंसल्टेंसी में काम करते हो, आपके हाथ में कंट्रोल नहीं रहता. रिमोट नहीं है.
सही बात है.
क्लाइंट ने बोल दिया बदल दो, कारपेंटर ने बना दिया क्लाइंट के हिसाब से, क्योंकि वो क्लाइंट का कारपेंटर है, आपका नहीं है.
क्लाइंट
और मे भी आपका हो भी तो वो बॉन्डिंग बन जाती है, वो बोलता है कर दे यार, वो कर देता है, उसको डिजाइन नहीं समझता।
सही बात है।
A glass is only a glass until an architect touches it.
Very good.
It becomes something else when we envision and create something out
Out
of it.
of it. Wow.
So
Absolutely.
it is not about not respecting them, but
Hmm.
it is about respecting the longer term vision जो उनको नहीं पता हम क्या बनाना चाह रहे हैं,
जो
because they are influenced by their well of circle.
वेरी ट्रू।
वो अपने कुएं के मेंढक है, वो वही करेंगे जो उनको पता है, लेकिन आपने जो डिजाइन सोचा है देखा है वो किसी और माइंडसेट से आ रहा है जो
सही बात।
एग्जीक्यूट होना जरूरी है। सो टर्न की हमने इसलिए ऑप्ट किया कि वी वांट कंट्रोल ऑन टाइम ऑफ एग्जीक्यूशन, वी वांट कंट्रोल ऑन क्वालिटी एंड वी वांट कंट्रोल ऑन डिजाइन। तो हमारा डिजाइन फ्रीज हो गया पहले,
हाँ हाँ।
हमने सिलेक्शंस कर लिए, बीओक्यू बना लिया, नाउ ओनली द एग्जीक्यूशन इज पेंडिंग।
परफेक्ट।
सो देयर इज नो चेंजेस,
करेक्ट।
नो मिड टर्म चेंजेस कमिंग इन, एंड उससे कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स को भी बहुत फायदा होता है।
बस यूनिफॉर्मिटी मिल
हाँ,
जाती है।
उनको बार बार आप बोलोगे ये बदल दे ये बदल दे, वो लोग भी काम नहीं करते,
इरिटेशन होगा। करेक्ट।
दे फील कि यार नहीं ऐसे, मतलब फिर वो लोग बिल बढ़ाएंगे, फिर आप बोलोगे काय का इतना चार्ज, तो ऐसे नहीं होता है।
क्योंकि आपका सीलिंग तो फिक्स है।
सीलिंग फिक्स है, आपने अगर डिजाइन, इससे क्या होता है, आपका डिजाइन रेडी है ना, ड्राइंग्स रेडी है, वो आपको कोड भी सही दे पाएगा।
सही बात है।
और जो लोग बगैर 3D और ड्राइंग बना के पहले कोड लेते हैं ना, उनका कोड कभी एक्यूरेट रहेगा ही नहीं,
रहेगा ही नहीं।
क्योंकि देर इज नो बेसिस।
मतलब कोई रेफरेंस पॉइंट नहीं है उसके पास ये समझने के लिए कितनी
हाँ,
कॉस्टिंग
वो
बैठी।
बोल आप बोल रहे हो टेबल बनाना है, अब टेबल तो भाई 15,000 से 15 लाख तक के कुछ भी बन सकता है ना
सही बात।
भाई, उसमें कोई लिमिटेशन थोड़ी है।
सही बात।
वो क्या सोच के आपको लेबर कोट करेगा, या वो परसेंटेज से भी कोट करेगा, तो आपको क्या पता कि वो कितना एक्यूरेट है। So to have these controls, we have defined this model where we give clarity. Clients are very happy with the services they get, with the clarity they get. हमारा proper updates जाएगा, उनको assurance मिलेगा कि जो material हमने बोला है वही लग रहा है,
वही लग रहा है।
हाँ, with proper photos, videos, everything. You have seen it,
वेरी
like
ट्रू।
nothing to hide it from you.
करेक्ट।
But that's how we work and we want to work, and it is driven by the motivation of having that empathy to not hurt someone's savings.
वेरी ट्रू। देयर सेविंग्स, देयर टाइम, देयर इमोशंस।
Definitely.
घर बनाना इज मोर ऑफ एन इमोशनल अचीवमेंट देन एनीथिंग एल्स,
Yes.
स्पेशली इन आवर सोसाइटी।
Yes. आदमी एक ही बार घर बनाता है। Most of the people make their house only
एंड
once.
दे गिव एवरीथिंग दे हैव।
Yes. And
Because
they
it is the
deserve,
epitome of their happiness.
that clarity.
Wow, this is good, and I would say you're brave to call this out. You know, in times when actually this is not happening anyway. एक सवाल अंकित जी तो मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ. It is in regards to the client's perspective. You've been in this for years now. You've dealt with a lot of clients from the city, outside the city, everywhere. कितने लोग चाहते हैं टर्नकी प्रोजेक्ट देना?
See, the number is increasing day by day.
हाँ.
Especially if you have a system to prove
Okay.
that their doubts are emitted out of it. Like if they have doubts and they see, it's like one of a person came to me and said, "यार, ये बजट ज्यादा हो रहा है।"
Okay.
मैं बोला, सर बजट ज्यादा क्यों हो रहा है, आपको ऐसा क्यों लगता है? बोले मैं लाऊंगा तो सस्ता हो जाएगा। मैंने बोला आपको और मेरे को प्लाई अलग रेट पे मिलेगी क्या? बोले नहीं। बोला आपको मुझे लेबर ज्यादा या कम कोट करेगा? बोले नहीं। मैं बोला फर्क कहाँ है? मतलब फर्क है क्लैरिटी में। वंस यू फ्रीज द डिजाइन, वंस यू फ्रीज द आउटपुट एंड यू कंट्रोल इट विद टाइम, तो वो जो बंदा है जिसकी चौथी महीने की डबल पेमेंट ना जाए, दैट्स वेयर द डिफरेंस कम्स। तो आपने अगर किसी को, लेट्स से किसी का घर 3 महीने में रेडी करना है और आपने 6 महीने लगा दिए, आपने उसमें 3 लाख डुबा दिए, प्लस पीस ऑफ माइंड विच डज नॉट हैज एनी वैल्यू टू इट, राइट?
प्लस रिलेशन, वो कहीं आपको रेफर ही नहीं करेगा। फॉर दिस फील्ड, फॉर आर्किटेक्चर डिजाइनर्स, आई थिंक relation based reference is the most efficient way of gaining work. You're not allowed to solicit, advertise, do anything of that sort. पोस्टर भी लगा नहीं सकते हो आप। So for you the only way to get work is through the word of mouth.
So when you tell them कि सर ये इस टाइम पे होगा, ऐसे ही होगा, इसी क्वालिटी में होगा, and you will save this much money, then they see value. Otherwise the value, वही value define करना difficult है। थोड़ा बहुत आप like you can save a bit on material when you purchase in bulk, but उससे बहुत ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। The major role is of system. He does not has a system.
Very true.
उसको नहीं पता कि वो कारपेंटर को जो बॉक्स बनाना है वो प्लाई पे प्लाई ठोक के बना रहा है, एक्चुअली प्लाई का से बॉक्स, हॉलो बॉक्स बना रहा है। Correct. He does not has that system to understand, or he will end up
neither
paying
the knowledge maybe or awareness to understand.
Yes, he will end up paying more. So not to end up paying more is the value you give to us, and it is a
Wow,
very
wow,
fractional value,
this is a nice definition, Ankit ji. Wow,
and it is just a fractional value, not much,
marginal,
marginal.
marginal.
So when we talk about numbers,
आउट ऑफ
here's
10 में भी अगर एवरेज आप बता सको,
क्या.
अगर 10 क्लाइंट्स आपके पास आ रहे हैं, तो कितने हैं जो टर्नकी में या तो आप खुद ही कर लेते हैं या फिर आपके साथ डिस्कशन के बाद कन्वर्ट हो जाते
डिस्कशन के बाद बहुत रेयर चांस है कन्वर्ट होने का. जो कंसल्टेंसी माइंडसेट में है वो कंसल्टेंसी नहीं रहेंगे,
हैं?
लेकिन जो टर्न की माइंडसेट से आते हैं, सी वी ऑल्सो हैव फिल्टर्स.
करेक्ट.
देर आर, I would say 12 to 14 steps in my onboarding process. A person cannot become my client by just coming to my office and say मेरा काम कर दो.
करेक्ट.
We have a process.
चेकलिस्ट.
Yeah, not checklist, a process.
ओके.
When he has to go through this. So we also understand कि आखिरी में मतलब we also have a responsibility to pay our vendors.
वेरी ट्रू.
अगर हमने उनको filter नहीं किया and wrong people comes in, either we are at loss or you are at loss.
हाँ, इधर में रिलेशन तो खराब होना ही है.
मतलब या तो मैं वेंडर का पैसा नहीं दे पाऊंगा या तो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर का नहीं दे पाऊंगा, एंड ही विल एंड अप गेटिंग दैट वैल्यू जिसको वो अप्रिशिएट भी नहीं करेगा.
वेरी ट्रू. डाउन प्ले करेगा.
So to have the appreciable value, need to have the people filtered out who come into your circle, who appreciate it and who exponentially grow it with you.
Perfect.
It is not about having everyone. It is having only those who want it.
How would you actually comprehend this field in this age? आप एज अ प्रोफेशनल आपको क्या लगता है कि क्या ऐसी चीजें हैं जो आर्किटेक्चर में अब बदलनी चाहिए? फॉर एग्जाम्पल टर्न की जैसे आया, इसकी अडेप्टेबिलिटी हुई, लोगों ने एक्लेमेटाइज किया. जब आप स्टूडेंट थे, अभी आप एक प्रैक्टिसिंग आर्किटेक्ट हो, व्हाट इज दैट वन थिंग और सम थिंग्स व्हिच यू फील शुड बी करेक्टेड हियर विद इमीडिएट इफेक्ट, ताकि चीजें स्मूथ फ्लोइंग रिवर की तरह आगे बढ़े?
See, the education, I don't think anything is, if you study even for 10 years, it is less.
ओके.
There is so much to learn and study.
इट इज मोर ऑफ प्रैक्टिकल, आई वुड से. आप रोज ही सीखते हो,
रोज सीखते
एवरी
हो.
साइड एवरीथिंग.
I would not say even one single class or any single lecture was not worth it.
ओके.
So everything we got was worth it. It's about us who takes it how much into themselves.
करेक्ट.
So when we were at Hiren Patel, we were only two people from Nagpur, like who were working on that project.
ओके.
And Hiren sir was also like, यार इन्होंने complete किया
या
एंड में. So it was like, यार हमने कुछ तो
अकम्प्लिशमेंट.
किया है. बट हमारे साथ और भी लोग थे जो वो
Correct.
नहीं कर पा रहे थे,
करेक्ट.
जो लेकिन उन्होंने मे भी छोड़ दिया था.
करेक्ट.
एंड इट इज नॉट अबाउट दैट, बट everywhere we go and work, we carry our own ethics to it. So how much
योर
we,
वैल्यूज.
your values, how much you want to do it. So education में I don't, अभी तो recently बहुत सारे changes हुए हैं. Habib sir, when he was the president, he has done a lot to change things.
Correct.
On a very good note. उन्होंने एक्चुअली चीजों को एटलीस्ट ऑन पेपर तो लाया.
वेरी गुड.
उसके पहले तो आर्किटेक्ट और आर्किटेक्चर का डेफिनेशन भी नहीं पढ़ने आता था. एटलीस्ट नाउ इट इज मेंशन्ड. देयर इज वन मैनुअल फॉर आर्किटेक्चरल प्रैक्टिस.
करेक्ट.
जिसमें लोग देख के फीस अपनी कोट कर सकते हैं.
वेरी गुड.
बाकी चीजें कर,
रेफरेंस पॉइंट तो है एटलीस्ट.
एग्रीमेंट्स भी है उन्होंने.
Very
बहुत,
true.
दे हैव डन अ प्रीटी गुड जॉब.
वेरी ट्रू.
Pretty good job. And if we implement it actively, it is very good thing to do. मतलब they are already doing it. बट ये है कि उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करना इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि आपने ज्ञान ले लिया और इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं किया तो कोई
मतलब नहीं.
बट जो हुआ है उसको अगर इम्प्लीमेंट किया जाए तो नथिंग लाइक इट. It is just one module of professional practice while managing your finances, how to run a firm. Maybe if that can be added, it will add more to the people who are going to practice. अब आधे लोग प्रैक्टिस में जाते ही नहीं है.
एग्जैक्टली. टीचिंग है या फिर कंसल्टिंग.
No, half of them leave the field because of pay scale.
Oh. To discuss this point briefly, Ankit ji, you use this sentence, how to run a firm. I think this is very crucial. And a lot of people are not able to actually achieve this. And that is why they leave the field. क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं डिजाइनिंग में आपको थियोरेटिकल चीजें या फिर आर्ट वर्क इतना सिखाया जाता है कि प्रैक्टिकलिटी दूर रह जाती है. जो रॉ एक्सपीरियंस है ग्राउंड का, तो कहीं ना कहीं मैनेजिंग और बीइंग अ मैनेजर बिकम्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. जबकि मुझे ऐसा लगता है आर्किटेक्ट्स आर मोर एमबीएस देन एमबीएस देमसेल्व्स.
तो होता है, see when we I published a research paper in 2018 when I graduated.
Oh,
I was a university topper. I don't know, हो
that's
गया.
nice. I'm glad.
So what I was doing, I just did what I loved the most. So Habib sir was my guide. I told him I want to do this kind of thesis.
Okay.
He outrightly rejected.
Okay.
नहीं बोले, हो ही नहीं सकता. And I changed the name of it. I presented it differently.
I hope he listens to this.
I presented it differently. And then he said, okay, let's. उसे दो ही बच्चे लेते हैं अपने अंदर में thesis में. I was one and one other person was there, and it went on. The process it evolved, and then what I did, I got very good insights from his guidance. He refer this, try to understand this, try to understand this. So जब एक mentor आपको बताता है ना, so that hand holding, even with Swastik sir, he hand holds you, he mentors you. So you need a mentor.
Correct.
Either वो it's finance, anything like even your dad might be mentoring you in many of the things. यार Prithav ये ऐसे नहीं होता. My family, coming from a business family, it is ingrained कि भाई you know finances, you know
How to manage it and all.
how business works, so you know it, but you cannot combine it with professional ethics.
Very true.
तो आज की तारीख में सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि लोग अनएथिकल प्रैक्टिसेस में घुस के ना उसकी और बैंड बजा देते हैं. अब whatever their choice, their conscience, but that was one of the reasons we stepped into turnkey, because we want everything with clarity. Let's have skin in the game, just like an entrepreneur. What an entrepreneur does, he has its skin in the game.
Very true. True.
अगर आपने गलत डिजाइन किया so you should bear it.
Own up to it.
You should own it. Like if your contractor has done something wrong,
right,
he has not delivered up to the mark, you should own it. Why should someone else own it? Why should the owner be liable for it?
correct.
Like let's say if a wall has to be broken, it has to be broken on the side, and it is your mistake that you
Correct.
did not think of something while designing it.
Correct.
If it is his fault, then it is completely different thing.
Different volume. Yeah.
But if it is because of you, then why should he pay the price? You should pay the price.
It was your judgment and your
It
error.
is your accountability.
Very true.
So when we have the accountability, we tend to perform.
Correct.
We tend to make systems. We
Correct.
tend to make it better.
Correct.
Otherwise,
चल रहा है.
otherwise you will be like, ठीक है, मेरा तो कुछ नहीं जा रहा. तो ये जो चलता है, भमानी सर यूज्ड टू टेल अस, ये जो चलता है वाला एटीट्यूड है, ये मत रखो. And one such gem of a teacher we have got, he has taught us so many things. I would say आर्किटेक्चर स्कूल से अगर आप होके निकल रहे हो ना, यू आर शेप्ड अप इन फायर.
Wow, man, this is encouraging to hear.
डेफिनेटली, मतलब इक्वली हर प्रोफेशन जो है विच इज इनटू द बाउंडेड बाय एन एक्ट, लेट्स से चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स, lawyers, they also face equal kind of
grueling.
Yes,
Correct.
but it shapes you in a different way. बट इसमें फायदा है कि आर्किटेक्ट बनने के आप कुछ भी बन सकते हो. You can go to do MTech structures, you can do product design, you can do landscaping, you can do interior designs. Lot of options. UI UX design.
Exactly.
So many options are there.
Ankit ji, while we talk about architecture in today's sense, अगर मैं एक सिटी के पर्सपेक्टिव से आपको बोलूँ, तो most of it is on the cost of environment, or maybe on the cost of social well-being. Be it flyovers, be it bypasses, be it these big superstructures and all. So you being a very young designer, what do you feel about it? As to so एक तरीके से एक चीज ये बोलती हूँ कि ये नेसेसिटी है, जरूरी है. एक बोलती हूँ कि क्या ये इतना जरूरी है. So how do you bridge the gap?
We just pay the cost of someone else's mistakes.
Okay.
Let's say a person who is, क्या ना, वो interconnectedness नहीं है, holisticness नहीं है.
Okay.
So when a flyover is passed in by the government,
Correct.
what all authorities are there to review it? Sustainable aspect, all other aspect, मतलब उससे किसी को प्रॉब्लम हो रही नहीं हो रही, फ्यूचर में क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा.
Correct.
Nobody thinks about it.
Correct.
I don't know, मे बी सोचते होंगे, बट जितना मैं जानता हूँ I don't think.
दिखने में नहीं आता. Very true.
मतलब if you make something then break it, then like this flyover was made and then it was broken off. within like 5 or 7 years.
Correct.
Because some problem arise which was not thought.
Of back then.
Yeah.
Correct.
नहीं मतलब वो सोच के समझ में आता है कि ये ऐसा ले जा रहा तो प्रॉब्लम आएगा ना.
Hmm.
But you did not think, let's say drainage of Nagpur.
Mm-hmm.
Many architects have talked about it.
Correct.
भाई आपने कुछ सर्टेन चीजों का ध्यान नहीं रखा जिसके कारण ये इशू आ रहा है. Now you are trying to solve it with something else. You have created the problem again. You are solving it.
Like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. So it's like making a glass building in Nagpur. आप बना रहे हो, आपको पता है गर्म होगी, फिर ठंडा करने के लिए एसी चलाओगे, फिर उसको
वो साइकिल में फंस जाओ.
साइकिल में फंस गए हो. तो बाकी कंट्रीज में आप जब जाओगे उससे यार वाओ तो बढ़िया बना है, हम भी ऐसा बनाएंगे. But you don't have so many of resources coming in and giving that knowledge and people make acknowledging it as well. कोई है भी, अब जैसे अगर यहाँ से रोड पास करना है तो कितने लोगों के थ्रू अप्रूव होता है?
A lot of people.
Maybe one politician.
Correct.
मेरे को यहाँ से रोड चाहिए. That's
जो
what
वहाँ
happens.
का लोकल पॉलिटिशियन होगा या जिसके पास पावर होगी.
Whatever. But is there an architect or a town planner
Where I was coming to.
or a town planner, maybe a town planner, who tells it, but does he actually does his job?
Urban planner.
Does he actually does his job or he just nods, okay sir?
जो आपने बोला वो. Exactly my point. I think architects should be more involved into public structures, where I wanted to come to, because you people have learned it through and through, in practicality, in theory, in psychological part of it. So I think it is the need of the hour today for architects to be more involved into these decisions than to just them being politicians or engineers or babus sitting and approving files.
I don't know. Maybe, but it's someone's choice to be there or not.
Very true.
Like, you cannot force it. If the environment supports it, then why not? But to change the environment and what we are talking is something
Much more than.
it's like removing corruption from India.
Exactly. Which is not even true while we speak of it.
इन सब का रूट कॉज है एजुकेशन में.
Correct.
If you make people that much aware about and sensitive कि उसका
Empathetic.
impact क्या होगा आगे.
Correct. Correct.
If you educate, not मतलब डिग्री वाला एजुकेशन नहीं,
समझ रहा हूँ.
sensitizing,
very true.
sensitizing them,
Sensitizing.
then maybe you can find such thing in future like 10-20 years down the line, but that does not seem to happen. So when I was doing my thesis, it was about solitude seeking spaces.
Okay.
And why did it get me involved so much? Because I was a very introverted person in my childhood. So I was very sensitive. From visual stimulation, auditory stimulation, it used to easily affect me.
I brought you on a podcast now.
So I thought, yeah, something is wrong with me.
Okay.
So one day I saw a TED talk by Suzanne Cain. I even wrote to her. Here, because of your this TED talk, yeah. I was able to step into something and did my thesis based on your TED talk. And I read her book. Then another book from her reference. Then another book from that reference. So it got me full circle and got me thinking why this is important. Correct. So earlier people used to have that kind of thinking time, space to be with themselves. आज वो है ही नहीं. Correct. In concrete jungles, there is apartment matchboxes.
Absolutely.
And people are just living in it. There is so
existing
much stimulation around. Too much stimulation. So we designed strategies to have solitude seeking spaces. इंडिविजुअल घरों में तो नहीं, लेकिन हम लोगों ने देखा कि जो ऑफिसेस में HSPs बोला जाता है, हाईली सेंसिटिव पीपल, okay, these are around 2 to 3% of the population. Okay. And what they are the most creative people. Okay. So Charles Bukowski, writer, and Marilyn Monroe, such people were HSPs. There is a whole lot of research done by Dr. Elaine Aron. Okay. And she has a book called Highly Sensitive People. Well, you're so well read. I read that book. Okay. And then I got to understand, yeah, there's nothing wrong with me. It's just the architecture of me is like that. Nice. So I am built like that. Correct. So one of a kind. Yes. So not one of a kind, I will say. There are a lot of people. So I did the research and surveys. I found people through tests. My sister is a psychologist. Okay. So she helped me analyze the right kind of test we did a sample of 120 people. We researched and surveyed those 120 people. Correct. And then we interviewed them. Correct. And with the help of 2-3 psychologists, we interpreted that outputs. Correct. And then the strategies were formed. Correct. ये spaces कैसी बननी चाहिए.
Correct.
What do they like? What do they don't like? So a very good mentor of mine is Dr. Meenal Surawa. She told me कि यार get it published. So because of her push, I got it published. Again, your mentors shape you.
Guide
I will
you.
say. And after publishing it, we pitched it in IIM Nagpur after 2-3 years. वो तब तक ठंडे बस्ते में था. ठीक है, we started with
Cold
regular
storage.
practice में घुस गए and I thought
Correct.
why not do it? Let's try.
Correct.
We tried in Global Nagpur Summit 23 and we won.
Wow.
So we have been incubated in IIM Nagpur now.
Okay.
However, we are trying to do something new. We got few uh, references of how we can design it, and we are trying to break that monotony of designing office and other urban spaces just by regular mundane thing.
Correct.
It should have a depth to it,
Very true. Something meaningful.
something more deeper than the surface level of designing.
You're one of the most passionate architects I've met. You like the field a lot.
I like it a lot. I
You
don't
breathe
know.
this field
I love it.
through and through.
Otherwise, you cannot survive.
Absolutely, man. On surviving, Ankit ji, while we near to the end of this podcast, where do
Already
you
बहुत हो
see
गया.
where where do you see this field and Coz Design Studio in the coming years? Materials are changing through and through. Design spaces, design elements, ideation. कहीं ना कहीं social media is ruling this field, positively be, negatively be, in any manner. And people are now more than ever wanting to hire architects and designers because they want यार
Their space should look good.
बाजू वाले से अच्छी दिखे.
That is the only purpose.
So in all of this, in this huge race, how do you think would you keep up, and what is next for you?
See, we are, as I told you, we are majorly working in three areas. One is a purpose driven thing.
Perfect.
Like solitude seeking spaces is what I am trying to make from the bottom of my heart.
Correct.
जिस इंटेंसिटी से मैं बनाऊंगा उस इंटेंसिटी से कोई और बना ही नहीं सकता.
Very true.
So there is no competition as such.
Exactly.
It will take its own time to shape up, to find the right kind of people. They find us, we find them.
Like it should.
The bridge comes and it has its own time,
Correct.
its own thing. And when it happens, it happens.
Correct.
What we are trying to do is we are creating those small implementation of those strategies in whatever project we can do with the respect of context and client. If they need it, we do it.
Correct.
Or maybe a 2 or 3 residences we have tried it. We did their psychological tests of our clients.
Correct.
And they were of that kind, so we suggested them this. We suggested them. We did not impose. So
Perfect.
they were happy to do it. We incorporated it and did it. They are still happy.
Okay.
Output is good. Second is residential turnkey interiors, because again one of the hurting
Cornerstones of your
one of the
source.
things which hurt me back then
Correct.
was that. So I wanted to do it in that manner कि यार I want to resolve this.
Correct.
I want to create a benchmark. Maybe I'm able to do or not.
That is secondary.
That is secondary, but I will do it in this way only.
Absolutely.
And that's why I've created my whole system, team, everyone around that. We are still doing it. We are still in the making. I would not say we have cracked it completely.
But you at least started.
We started. We tried to do it and we tell it upfront, sir, हम ऐसा करेंगे. Problem होंगी तो upfront बताएंगे. So we are very transparent.
This is impressive.
Second thing. And third is, जो लोग एक शोरूम के लेवल पे आके अटक जाते हैं, for the business owners, they don't know the power of design. So what we try to do, we create sales oriented design for them.
Okay.
Which is designing an experience, again with the help of empathy, with the help of
Psychology,
where
customer conviction.
they want to sell something to someone without being very blunt or without
Direct about it.
no, not very direct. Direct is the right thing, but without forcing them to buy.
Correct.
So the right person who wants to buy should come to you.
Perfect.
And he should buy. Like if you go to an Apple store and you are in the need of a phone and you have that budget, you will buy it naturally. So how does this happen? How does the buying environment shape the consumer psychology?
Wow.
Is more about retail design.
Correct.
So we have created a few experience centers, and we have also taken their feedback after a year. So let's say the tile experience center we designed, We upfrontly asked them ki what we promised that your sales will grow. Did it grow? Just tell us yes or no.
Mhm.
Said yes. How much percent? They said conversion has increased by 20%.
Huge.
So this is where the business part comes in.
Mhm.
This is not just design and something taught in design school. This is what I have learned with my experience with what they want, what is the need of the user. Again, trying to get into their shoes and creating something which they want contextually, not to create what you want to impose as a your style. यार मैं तो यूरोपियन स्टाइल का बेडरूम बनाऊंगा, अरे वहाँ नीड नहीं, क्यों बनाओगे यार, उसको जरूरत ही नहीं है, वो बेचारा बोल रहा है मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. Many people complain कि आर्किटेक्ट्स हमारी सुनते नहीं है. First you have to be a good listener. So experience centers we created have that impact. Their conversion has risen, their sales have risen, and that's the third area we are working. We only work in these three areas, nothing more.
It is lovely to see how you've understood this field in your own sense.
Yeah,
For the very first time, I've heard an architect designing a space which increases the sales of a particular setup. अब तक सोच कैसी है कि डिजाइन अच्छा करना है,
हाँ.
पर ये सोच को अपनाना और इम्प्लीमेंट करना कि इस डिजाइन से उनको मटेरियल बेनिफिट हो,
So
डिजाइन के
contextuality,
बाहर जाए.
contextuality is the key.
हम्म,
तो भाई जो आदमी पैसा लगा रहा है अपने शोरूम
वो
में,
कमाएगा भी कैसे,
भाई वो क्यों लगा रहा है?
कमाने
What
के
is the
लिए.
reason?
चलिए.
So cause comes from this.
हाँ 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 हाँ, you correct it so well, Ankit ji. Wow, for
So
every word.
why Coz Design Studio? So we say because
The reason.
every the reason, the basis of that philosophy is reason. To
Correct.
do anything with a reason. Reason मतलब बहाना नहीं. Reason मतलब इस कारण से ये कर रहे हैं. So
This
that
is
reason
interesting.
has to be there. We
And
are creating this, sketching this line
of this
because of this reason. We are doing this, we are designing this space here because of this reason. That's why we shortened it and said
cause design.
Cause Design Studio.
He's a lovely, lovely person to talk to. मुझे लगता नहीं इंट्रोवर्ट कभी भी थे, because the way he connects context to his past, to cause, to his future, splendid to talk to, man. And genuinely due to paucity of time, and तो ये conversation it is not going to stop, because अभी हमने Coz Design Studio and architect अंकित गुगलानी का surface भी scratch नहीं किया. The way system runs in his setup, the way delegation is there, the way आपको एक दिन पहले बता दिया जाता है ये मटेरियल यहाँ पहुंचना चाहिए इस क्वांटिटी में, यहाँ पे कोई भी अर्जेंट वर्ड इस्तेमाल नहीं, it is always scheduled, and that is something which we as vendors admire a lot, because we get the flexibility to work. ये नहीं होता घंटे भर में भेज, तू कल भेज पर ढंग से भेज.
True.
The difference.
Again, we are still in the making of it. We are still improvising, and there is a lot to come, lot to implement, and it is really good to have people like you. That I crave such conversations where we talk about improvising on what we are doing.
Very true.
I crave for having such conversation where you are told कि यार आप ये चीज सुधार सकते हो.
Correct.
But वो मिलता नहीं है.
Material discussions.
Where you can actually learn something, implement something.
Very true.
So it is very good to see your podcast with different architects. I learn something out of it every time, and kudos to you for taking this initiative.
Glad. I'm glad. It's all because of what I've got from my father, my mother, their artwork, their legacy, and I'm just glad that I'm able to build upon that. I'm glad we as Yogesh Marketing are able to work with you to, understand your way of working, learning a thing or two from your systems.
Feeling is mutual.
It helps us grow. Generally, thank you, Architect Goglani, for taking out time
Thank you.
to come here at 8 p.m. after Monday, after Monday's hustle, to come here and to give me your very valuable knowledge. I'm always indebted. I thank you from the
The
bottom of my
pleasure
heart.
is all mine. Thank
It
you
is
so
it is
much.
lovely to have you, your thoughts, and I hope you come back again soon, because we've not even discussed a percentage of what you do. And I think it would be really valuable to the audience here to understand architecture is not about what they think it is. It is much more than that.
Maybe it's not just what we are trying to say. It is just a part of what we think it is.
Absolutely.
It is not the
And
whole.
for more of this information, people, आप इनके पास मत जाओ क्योंकि आपको घर बनाना है. आप इनके पास जाओ क्योंकि आपको समझना है घर बनता कैसे. ये तो चीजें बहुत बहुत अंतर है. और मैं जो ये बोल रहा हूँ इसका एग्जांपल आपको उनकी सोशल मीडिया पर, द वे ही इज एक्सप्लेनिंग एवरी स्टेप And the way he's been transparent about every step is something which is very unique to him as a professional. And I think that is the reason why he is here today. I've invited him here today because there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ankit ji. Thank you so much, people, for joining. It's been more than 45 minutes, I think, that you've been here. It doesn't feel like that. And yes, I'll come again with a very amazing person, similarly smart, similarly intelligent, and similarly doing something, to change the field for a better future. Thank you so much.